All right. Well, I like to think big, and you probably can't get much bigger than this. This is our front paddock here on our farm. I don't think I've measured it. I think it's about 2 acres. We've got 10 acres here altogether, and I think this paddock here goes up to the clearing down there, just across to the fence line behind me here. I'm kind of down in one corner. I think that's about 2 acres, and then over the other side of the fence, the other part is about 3, I think. You can see our driveway coming in there. Now, I've always loved rainforests. They're my favourite type of bush, and so we've kept these front 2 paddocks just for wildlife. We've got a couple of horses over here and some, the house and all the rest of it in the back 5 acres. So this is for wildlife, and the thing I've always loved is rainforest. So I've decided I'm going to plant a rainforest here. Now, it's going to take about 20 years, I think, so hopefully I'll still be around to see the fruits of it. But anyway, so I thought, look, might as well just start documenting it. So what I'm going to do first of all is there's a bit of a drainage channel just through here, which apparently the previous owners, and we've only been here just under a year, but apparently the previous owners dug this trench just to help with drainage when the floods were on in 2011, because it did flood here. But this channel, it's a good spot to put a little pond, which is something I'm going to work on later on. And we end up with a bit of water over our driveway, so kind of, blocking this off might help with that too. But my ideal is to have all of this thickly vegetated and a path around here that winds through it that you can walk through into a nice big open area. There's a lovely spot in Brisbane, the Oxley Common, which does a similar thing. You go winding through all of this bush and then you come out to this lovely big open area on a little oxbow bend around the back of Oxley Creek. And yeah, I'd like to do that. You'll see a number of stumps around here. This is from when this stretch of bush, it was all part of a farm. The original farmer subdivided it by pulling out trees, selectively logging basically, and they've left the stumps here. Now, there's lots of tallow wood trees here, like this beautiful big one up here. There is a species of gum. Koalas love them. We've got koalas here. But they're also a rainforest tree, I found out the other day, and they form part of the very top canopy of a rainforest. I've done just a little bit of planning for fun before I decided I was going to make this a rainforest. And obviously this is going to take decades, but anyway. So up here, there's a few little scrub figs or Port Jackson figs that I've planted, and they're doing pretty well. This open area here, this is what will become the open area, and so it's really a matter of thickening up all of the bush around here and over there as well on the other side of the fence. Being our front paddock, that I want to make that rainforest as well, but it's a little bit more ornamental. It's a little bit more ornamental. We're putting in a whole lot of brevilleas and just flower trees, feed trees for animals lining the driveway. But yeah, I want to thicken that up as well. So over here, you'll see these, one's bigger than the other. I'll go to the other one. And along the fence line there, we're putting native jasmine and other kind of vine species just to create a bit of a barrier. It's practical as well as aesthetic. So there's a cage over there. There's one of those fig trees in there, and one here. I happen to really like fig trees. There's a little Moreton Bay fig I planted over there in the other paddock. And here you can see this one. Here it is. So that's doing quite well. Previous owners had cattle in here. Everything was chewed right down. Now I had 5 little nuts from Moreton Bay fig tree. They were fairly old, but I've planted them. I don't know if they're going to germinate. I've planted them in various stumps around here. This is one. So we'll see if it comes up, and if it does, we'll send out its aerial roots and end up, taking over the whole stump. So it's a good way to disguise these. We've got one gate over there, another gate down in that corner down there. So I like to have a winding track that goes through thick bush and then comes to this lovely open area here. So that's it. Now, I've done a fair bit of research, and it's my belief that rainforest will survive in this kind of bush. And in fact, Australia used to have a huge amount of rainforests all over it, and then it all was burned out. Most likely, the theories I've been reading based on Tim Flannery's books is that when the Aborigines hunted out the megafauna, there was a lot more vegetation, which then sparked a lot of fires, and then the fire stick farming methods by the Aborigines as well. It was a lot easier to get tucker out of land like this than it is out of rainforest. Rainforests, didn't offer as many easily accessible food sources, particularly in small to medium-sized mammals, as this kind of open country does. So it's my theory that this kind of land can support a rainforest, and eventually they become self-sustaining in terms of how the nutrients get recycled. They create a microclimate and help with a large amount of decomposing underneath with the leaf litter, which feeds the plants on top. So I've got a book on how to make a rainforest, and one of the things they point out is that the first thing you need to do is to get very fast growing plants in to create your cover over the top, and they recommend a species of wattle. I can't remember its name now, and I'm not sure if I can get that. But we have a lot of naturally occurring wattles here that have just come up since we bought the place, and have been letting them. So here's one here. There doesn't seem to be as many in this paddock as there are in the front paddock over there, but so I might try and source some more of them. But what I'm going to do today is over here where the pine forest is, that's that's a commercial timber forest that's going to get logged in about 10 years time. They're all about 10 years old at the moment. The fire break at the front has a lot of they're just starting to come up now. That was all mowed. They mow it regularly for to try and prevent fires. But there's a lot of bracken fern that we get around here because we're just coming out of that really dry winter. A lot of it's died off, and there's some that's come up over there, and it's likely to get mowed at some stage, so it's going to die anyway. But I've gone and grabbed a couple, and I'm going to put them down here next to where this watercourse or little pond that I'll end up making is, and just see how they go. So in terms of planting, apart from what I've done with those figs over there, this is the first thing I'm trying. Hopefully they'll go well and they'll spread. And next thing, I know where I can get a whole lot of pickerbean palm seeds, and that's a naturally occurring native rainforest palm tree. So I'm going to go and get a whole lot of those seeds in the next week or so. And I don't know, I might just plant some here, and I think I'll pot the others and see how they go. So I'll start planting a whole lot of pickerbean palms. We've got a ride-on mower. It just needs repair. One of the nut for blades come off. We need to get that replaced. But what I'm going to do then is just mark out the actual path that I want here, and then keep that mowed. And so then I've got a clear delineation of where to start planting fast-growing trees. So we've got a nursery nearby which specialises in native trees, which is fantastic, like trees from this area. So we get lots of plants there, but I'll just get some from around the bush here as well. But stuff from disturbed bush or bush that's going to get cleared or mowed or whatever. I don't want to denude the native vegetation. Oops, sorry. I don't want to denude the native vegetation to do this, but I'll get what I can. Okay, so that's the plan. Yeah, we'll see how we go over a long time, but it has been done before. There's a great video. I can't remember the man's name, an Indian gentleman who basically, might be Jadav. Can't remember. There's a video called Rainforest Man. I think it's on YouTube. If it is, I'll put a link to it underneath. And he basically did this and just started this whole rainforest. It's great. So I'm kind of inspired by him. There's a wattle coming up there, just here. So it can be done, and I'll just post videos as I do it. Should be fun. So anyway, so this is where the water, my little frog pond will be. And so here are some of these bracken ferns. I've got 4 of them, and I tried to pull them out So I just dug around them, so it's like a plug, and hopefully I haven't done too much disturbance on the roots there. I read an interesting story about them. They were a food source for the Maoris in New Zealand. Once they'd killed off the moa and other megafauna there, they were turning into things like this. Apparently the stems are edible. So it'd be interesting to give that a go one day. So anyway, I'm just going to plant these here and we'll see how we go. I've got to leave a bit of space for where the pond would be, which probably won't actually be that big. So anyway, I'll just go up the sides a bit and plant these. I know they like, they can handle the full sun, but I think a bit of broken up is, broken up light's good. So probably this area here. So I'll put them in and then we'll see how we go. Okay, thanks.